Hello and welcome to 249 Entrepreneurship NIOS Grade 10. Today we're going to chapter number 3. Remember, we will also do the chapters for TMAs, but these are only chapters that we're doing which are meant for the theory exams. So this is the third chapter which says importance of entrepreneurship. Now, we already discussed who an entrepreneur is. Remember the word economic factors. Remember the word profit. Now, there are 2-3 questions. So I'll quickly run through the last in-text question for you to understand what looks like long chapter, but this is very good. The questions that can appear for you is the social factors related to entrepreneurship, economic factors related to entrepreneurship, right? And most of these, once you understand these two answers, you can write it why are entrepreneurs important in socio-economic development, both the factors together. How do entrepreneurs originate in India? So we'll talk about some of the regions who are specific entrepreneurs. For example, a group of, specific group of Shetty hotels, Chettinad hotels, Chilia hotels, so a group of people only are into hotel industry. Some of them are into jewel industry. Some of them are into leather industry. We'll talk about that. So again, socio-economic development, how did they help? A lot of these are together. So once you look at the first two part, you will be able to answer these terminal questions. Then of course, we'll talk about role of government. There'll be questions on NABARD and, small scale industry. Some acronyms are there. You'll have to remember those acronyms. Women entrepreneurs, will talk about how are their role, what is the new government scheme around it. And then we'll do 8 to 11, which is what are the sources of finance for new entrepreneurship. So the government loans are there, there are venture capitalists. We will talk about most of these. And as I go ahead, I will also explain the rest of it. It's a pretty easy chapter in terms of what we are doing. Again, it's all about your focusing on it. We'll try to draw a mind map. We'll try to see if we can get into good entrepreneurship part. So what are the socio-economic factors? Just generally, these are common 9 to 10 socio-economic factors. The social ones are, let's say, an example. I moved from a very high paying job of a patent lawyer in Dubai to India. Why did I do that? Well, think of me as an individual and answers will come in. Social motive. I was interested in education, prestige and self-esteem. Yes, being an educator, I get more self-esteem than being a lawyer, or not necessarily a lawyer, a corporate lawyer. Cultural values. I missed my country. I missed the kind of customs, I missed the kind of festivals I could do here. So all these three, cultural, ethnic, and comes into them. Child rearing. Yes, my eldest daughter, my younger one were born there and I wanted them to be closer to the family. It could be a reason. Nationalist and patriotic attitude. What happens is I'm proud Indian. Well, I was not getting the same kind of feeling in Dubai, so this is what happens when you move back to your country. Religious belief. Yes, I probably, of course, in terms of my faith, I could practice it both ways, but there was much larger context here, more family members. Think of me as an individual, and all these 9 reasons are easy. So there is somebody moving from Dubai. He wants to do education, and you could also write it as a case study. Think of a person in his early 30s wanting to move back to India. Why would he do that? So there are self-esteem, social factors, cultural, ethnic and religious factors, nationalist attitude, more interested in cricket. In India has opportunity. Children are born more closer to the family. These are what I call a social entrepreneurship, social values. The main aim of an entrepreneur is maximization of economic welfare. Remember, an entrepreneur has to make profit. So it is important that finance is a word that you use. And in India now, the new India, there's so many financial opportunities that are coming up. And perhaps that is also encouraging a list of entrepreneurs coming to India. What could be economic factors? Now, or when I say finances, what are the economic factors? In India now, you see, there are a lot more opportunities. Multinational companies have come in. So there is more people wanting to it. Let me jump to this. There are finance options available and there are banking loans given. So this is it. Indian markets and stock market is rising. So India is among the top, good countries where market is playing well. So there's a lot of Indian currency may not be so valuable, like $100 is almost 8,000 Indian rupees, but slowly we're making a mark of it. So that's an economic factor. Finally, new markets and new production. So India is opening up. There is a market for, let's say, canvas, sneakers. There is a market for new earphones in India. So people are moving their factories to India. There are more consumers. India has more youth than any other country in the world. That means more trendy, Soul Store. It's a new t-shirt and shirt factory. People love to buy. Online commerce is large in India. Think of it and you will be able to give a lot of answers that are social factors. Then there is economic factors. In fact, if you only understand this part of it, the first 5 minutes of what I explained to you, the entire chapter's half of it is done. So if I were to ask you in text question, which is an economic factor, which is a social factor? Finance, you know it's an economic factor. Religious belief, it's a social factor. Means of production, economic factor. Cultural values, social. Stock capital, finance. Prestige, social. That's it. You've got your all answers in terms of socio-economic development. Now, what does an entrepreneur do in a socio-economic development of today's India? Well, India is growing in art, culture, science, health, food, fashion, entertainment, everywhere. And this is what entrepreneurs are doing. So there is a fashion show like Manish Malhotra and Sabyasachi. There is fashion out there. Food, you know, Zomatos and Swiggies and new restaurants coming up. India is going. Healthcare, India has taken Cloud9 is going up. There is pharmacy. There is 1mg. New means. Entertainment, India was always ahead, but now more means of entertainment. India have more influencers coming in. There are comics coming up. There are stand-up comedians which are very popular. There is an entire Indian pop music coming on. Raftar is there. There is Daljit Dosan. This is it. This is what you have to write. And if you explain arts, India is culturally having more festivals across their art. You know, Coldplay came to India and the head, but Indian culture, Indian art, more paintings coming in. People have developed aesthetic values. Look at the interiors coming up. Architecture, science, Chandrayaan to the recent Indians in healthcare and space. All of these are the rise of socio-economic development in India. So if you were to still look at it from an answer here, this is an entire 6-pointer that I'll explain to you. Production. So now India's land, capital, technology has increased. More people. It's not only Bangalore. Now technology is being used in India. So there's more production, more consumers. So there's an opportunity. Career options. India is an emerging market. I said it's the largest youth capital in the world. Young people will shop. So entrepreneurs are creating a livelihood not only for themselves, but also generating career opportunities. Distribution of economic power. Now you see, you can drive an Uber car or be a Zomato delivery boy and you can still earn 30,000 rupees to 50,000 per month, which is a reasonable, good economic power in people's hand. Yes, of course, that also helps you do small scale industries, grow your businesses. Loans are easily available. Creating competition. So not only are you seeing new products, you're seeing similar kind of Ola and Uber coming in, Zomato and Swiggy coming in, there's Zepto coming in. Watch Nikhil Kamat's podcast on Zepto. You are not doing this subject only because you have to score marks. You also may be becoming an entrepreneur. You can become a lawyer and an entrepreneur, and that's the whole thing. That's what innovation is. Innovation, you use one technology, you use the need of the market. That's how Zepto came in, 10 minutes delivery. Swiggy's and Blinkits, all of these. Then employment generation. Tatas and Reliance are creating huge employment. Jio, look at the way mergers are happening. Jio, Hotstar. So in short, this is your chapter. It's a chapter more about thinking rather than learning. I gave you social factors, I gave you economic factors, and then we went to this particular one and we said, okay, what are the reason for entrepreneurship in this development? These are the reasons. This is all you need to understand. Hopefully, it'll be easy for you. Right. Quick questions. This word will come later. We didn't touch about SIDBI, but as I told, these are acronyms you have to memorize. SIDBI is Small Industrial Development Bank of India. Yes, this is the kind of loan that you get. It's a true. SIDBI stands for that. What about family background is not a social factor? Well, no, family background is. It's important what kind of families you come from. So it's false. Entrepreneurs can take this. Absolutely, they have to take risk. Entrepreneurs create new innovation technology. Yes. Government does not help? No, government helps entrepreneurs. So these are very generic questions. All right. So what are the origin of entrepreneurship in India? Now I will just quickly run through this. This is an easy one. Why should or how do you become an entrepreneur? How does entrepreneurs get influence in India? First of all, I said there's certain areas where entrepreneurs come in. For example, Marwadis and Jains are known to be, if you're Gujarati, they in your blood entrepreneurship runs. You know, Reliance, the Ambanis, the Adanis, they are traditionally traders. That's one. Or the people in Tamil Nadu and or the Parsis. Parsis are builders. So you see Parsi, Tata. The Tatas is a great, they industrialist. Then I said, like, think of Chilias, Chinto Chettinats. They are people in the hotel and Shettis, hotel industry. So entrepreneurs, the Punjabis, they are all of these are regional influence and people are looking at entrepreneurs from the region. Number two could be family background. Let's say you're in a Bania family. Bania is a word they use for traders. You are most likely to become a trader yourself, not do a job. So this is how it is. For example, Sachin and Binny Bansal, they are both people who started Flipkart, and they didn't come from a very large chunk of entrepreneurs, but they were working in Amazon before they started Flipkart. So Amazon had an influence on Flipkart origin. Also education. Today we are looking at great education. IITs, IIMs, Paytm owner Vijay Shekhar Sharma, right? Alumnus of Delhi College, went on to become Paytm founder. Dipender Goyal, one of my heroes, Zomato CEO, is IIT Delhi graduate. So many. Sugar Cosmetic, Vanita, all the Shark Tank, Shark you see, they've come from very good background. IIM, these are great things. ISB in Hyderabad. So if you go to these, India has Ivy League kind of colleges now, and that is rising into it. Migratory factor. India is across the world. It is India. So you can have something being flown. ID batter. Mustafa from Kerala. So his name is P. Mustafa. Started called Idli batter. Idli dosa. ID batter. It's all across India. Everyone loves idli. Even in Haryana and Punjab, you can have idli. It is growing. Travel Khana is a great option in Indian railways where they give food inside the rail. Migratory people the tastes are changing, people are changing. And then there is firm cluster. For example, Pune. Pune is known as a new call center. Silicon Valley of India is Bangalore. Mumbai is the financial capital of India. So these are the areas. I hope you're enjoying. I'll do 15 minutes and then I'll stop it. It's an easy one. Role of entrepreneurs in social economic development. We already gave a lot of answers. You have to think, okay, can I write these 5 answers and make it into 10? That's it. You're not expected to keep learning again and again. I'll remind you, these are new pointers, but if you can learn it, it will become very easy for you. So I'm going to skip this part. What is this part? I'm going to run through it, but I'm saying you already know it. What is this? Role of entrepreneurs in socio-economic growth. How is entrepreneurs helping in growth? Creating employment. We spoke about it, right? India is growing. There is healthcare. There is finance. There is entertainment, right? Entrepreneurs are creating regional, there is no regional divides now. Special economic zones are created in India. Free ports are happening. New breed of entrepreneurs. Remember, we said Dipender Goyal, Paytm CEO, Shankar Sharma. They are coming up. Indians have better currency use. Indians want better standard of living. You see India wanting quick Zepto and also wanting a vacation in Vietnam. India is growing. These are just factors. Look at all of it combined. Do not write it on, just don't try to memorize or rote learn. That's the idea I'm trying to do. Last point, government is helping a lot. So I'll use point number 8 in the government part. Government giving a lot of subsidies. So, you see India has an entire Skill India program. India has, Digital India program, Make in India program. Remember the lion logo? So India is creating this whole idea. Let's not be dependent on China. Let's make in India. And that is the only thing we'll do. Last one, Indian government is helping a lot. There is a ministry only for that. Ministry of MSME, medium scale, right? Industries. Skill Development Entrepreneurship, Ministry of Rural Development, Agriculture, Family Welfare, Science and Technology, Food Processing, Textiles, so much. So the keyword, the biggest word I want you to remember is a word called NABARD. What is NABARD? So let me first undo the whole thing. NABARD is government's way of helping rural development agriculture. National Bank, NA is National Bank, BA is NAB, so National Bank, Agriculture and Rural Development, ARD, Agriculture and Rural Development, supporting small scale cottage industries, village development, small areas of farmers, buying a tractor, right? This is NABARD. Then another keyword that we're looking into is RSBCD, Rural Small Business Development Center. Remember NABARD, that's the most important word you remember. Others, hopefully you'll remember this acronym. Again, from economically deprived background, disadvantaged background, this is helping. Then National Small Industry Corporation. Small industry, again, these are all for raw material. Today, farmers are selling to big retail that is such a small cost and they are making money. So government is making changes. Can they be protected also? Then there is Small Industry Development Bank, SIDBI. Remember, we used this word before. So NABARD and SIDBI are two key things you have to remember. And this is something you have to memorize it. And the last thing I'll do in this chapter is, it's almost like nucleus, National Commission of Enterprise and Unorganized Sector. There are so many unorganized sector. Fruit sellers selling fruit outside is unorganized sector. Government wants people to come together and help in this unorganized sector. I hope you memorize these It's a chapter which has a lot of details, but it's helping you grow. We've almost done 2 part of it. We'll do the rest too as we come back.